Hey guys, I'm Kaylin. Welcome back to Fable Hill Farm. Today we are diving in deep once again to Muscovy genetics and looking at my 2022 breeding plans for my Muscovy duck flock. I'm going to be sharing with you all my keeper hens for next year, the 2 drakes that I'm going to be using, all of the possible color outcomes from those breedings, why I've selected which drake to pair with each hen, and what some of my goals are for next year's hatching, as well as, what I'm hoping to acquire next year to help to push my flock forward to my more long-term goals in 2023 as well. If you are not interested in genetics or data or things like that, you might not find this video interesting, as it's not going to be, around the farm like my usual videos. But if you're interested in Muscovy genetics, if you want to learn how to breed rare colors, this is a great video. And if you haven't already checked out my other videos on Muscovy genetics, I will link those down below. Of course, if you're not already subscribed and you want to take a second to hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so YouTube lets you know when I post new videos, you can follow along on my journey here on our 10-acre farm in West Michigan as I share with you all my Muscovy duck breeding program, as well as my Nigerian dwarf goats, my garden, all the fun stuff, holistic livestock management. Hit that subscribe button. Leave me a comment down below if you're new. Love to hear from my viewers. Appreciate all of you. Let's dive right in. So first things first, we're going to go here to Owl's Quackery on their Muscovy duck page, and I'll link this site down below. This is a great resource if you're not already familiar with it. I've referenced it in previous videos. She goes through and shows you all the patterns here. You can see the barred pattern as well as pied that was next to it, the loony pattern, which is a combination of barred and then ripple, which is to the left of this. And the ripple pattern is one that I have hatched one so far and have 2 ripple hens for next year I'll be using, and we'll get to those birds that I'm using in my breeding program here soon. But if you scroll down on this page, you'll find this breeding charts by color, and this is a great PDF file. Looks like last updated in November of 2019. And this is how I determine what birds are going to go with which for each breeding pen. It shows the drake color, the hen color, and what the possible outcomes are. This chocolate barred hen has been with me a couple of years now. She is a ripple carrier, and she was bred by Allison Patry. This hen is probably one of my most exciting hatches from this 2021 season. This is a hen I wasn't planning on keeping, but she's actually really pretty, and I like how light the buff hatch out. And if my drake is in fact a buff drake, I should get a nice clutch of light colored ducklings from her that will be good for butchering. I really love this hen that my friend Kirsten hatched. Not only does she have this beautiful dark chocolate pigment, but she's got a chocolate gypsy mask as well, which is something in the future I would like to work on as far as a little side project with my Muscovies. Not only does this hen have that chocolate gypsy mask and, again, beautiful rich pigment, but she's got some of those chocolate bleed throughs on her, which are those darker chocolate spots, and I look forward to seeing how that pattern is going to play out with her hatchlings next year. Now, I would have culled this hen simply for the fact that she has that double whitehead gene, which is a trait I would like to remove from my flock entirely. But she was the only hen we've ever had to date that taught her offspring to not only go out in our pasture and forage, but to spend the majority of their time out there, which is a trait that we would really like to encourage in future generations because we free range our ducks, and we would like to continue to have birds year after year that are going to make better use of our property as a whole. This chocolate ripple hen here is so beautiful, and I'm excited to have a couple of ripple hens in the flock this year. This silver hen that I hatched this year should be a barred carrier. This bird was gifted to me very recently by a woman named Tasha, and she has a really beautiful pigment similar to my other chocolate hen. Excited to use her in the breeding program next year to hatch some hopefully nice rich pigmented birds. This is the other silver hen that I retained this year. I think her color's a little bit nicer overall than Fog. She's really pretty and light silver. This blue barred hen I just recently acquired. Really pretty hen, split to lavender and should be a ripple carrier. This blue barred hen that I hatched this year just kind of makes me chuckle because I retained her hoping that it was a lilac barred drake, and it was neither a drake nor lilac, so it goes to show that apparently I don't know anything about sexing Muscovies. She may be a ripple carrier as well. Moon is probably one of the prettiest hens in my flock right now. Love the lavender color. She is ripple and potentially a barred carrier as well. Now for my two drakes here, we've got Poseidon, who is kind of a question mark. He's either buff or silver, not really sure. He is barred and likely a ripple carrier as well. We will just have to wait and see what kind of ducklings we get out of his breeding group to ascertain what color he actually is. This is the drake I just picked up from Tasha, a lilac barred drake. Decided to name him Paladin. So glad to have got my hands on a lilac barred drake, seeing as I didn't retain one this year. Looking forward to all of the beautiful ducklings that this guy is going to give me, and I'm curious to see what his temperament's going to be like as well. So before we get into my spreadsheet where I'm going to show you what hens I've selected to go with which drakes and all the possible color outcomes that help me come to those conclusions, we should touch on the differences between phenotype and genotype. Phenotype is what you see. So if a bird is barred, that means that it has 2 copies of the barred gene. Genotype is the hidden set of genes that animal carries. So a bird can be a carrier for something but not display that pattern or color. When you hear the reference of split to lavender, that means that bird is carrying a recessive trait where it is split to that color, but again, it's not displaying that color. Same thing as being a carrier for a certain pattern. Now we get into my homemade Excel sheet here, and I've gone ahead and created this again based off that chart from Owl's Quackery with all the possible color outcomes of each of my hens paired to each drake individually. You can see the red there notates barred, the blue notates loony, the yellow notates ripple, and then I've gone ahead, I've listed each hen, each color of that hen, and then to the right of the color is, going to be a pattern or potential recessive genes that hen is known or believed to be carrying. As you can see here, question marks if I don't know for sure if that hen is a carrier. Toffee, for example, chocolate barred hen, I know for a fact she is a rippled carrier, and again, because she has 2 copies of the barred gene, she is visibly barred. Barred is her phenotype. Nebula, that blue barred that I mentioned, is a ripple carrier, and she's also split to lavender, so that's that little slash mark that you see there. So I've got my 2 drakes here, again, Paladin, the lilac barred, Poseidon, the silver or buff barred, might be a ripple carrier, so I've notated that as well. And then you can see here in comparison, I've got these, lines here with each hen, with each drake, what would be the possible color outcomes based off the Owl's Quackery chart. The light blue fill color that you're going to see in each column with the drake names, that is the drake that I've decided to pair that particular hen with based off, again, my 2 options of what I was going to hatch, deciding which, was a better outcome overall for my breeding goals. The thing about recessive genes is that you could hatch literally hundreds and hundreds of ducklings and possibly not get, what you're looking for. If I have those options there with Poseidon, where I've got all these potentials for ripples or loonies, I might not get any because it's a roll of the dice every time. So what are my goals for my flock in 2022? Well, I've got 6. First, get NPIP certified so that I can legally ship live birds and hatching eggs across the continental US. Second is to secure a semi-local USDA butcher here in Michigan that will process our ducks. That way it's legal for us to sell whole processed ducks as well as individual cuts such as duck breast or duck legs. In hand with that, number 3 is building relationships with local farm-to-table or high-end chefs that want to utilize our birds in a way that pays tribute to the quality of the meat that we are producing. And this is something that we would really like to do to be able to sell our meat for a higher price point. Number 4, retain all non-black barred hens for evaluation. Number 5, hatch and retain ripples and loonies. Fingers crossed that's going to happen this next year. And number 6, I would like to acquire a dark or rich pigmented drake for my next Muscovy breeding project. Thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. I sincerely hope it was educational and informative to those of you who are interested in breeding Muscovy ducks for rare colors, who want to learn more about Muscovy genetics. These birds are so interesting in not only their mannerisms and their usefulness, their sustainability factor on the homestead, but they are truly so unique in the colors and patterns that can be represented in the breed, and it is so fun to be able to share more of that geeky Muscovy genetic information with other like-minded folks on the internet and all across the world. So thanks for watching. As always, I will see you in the next one. I appreciate you all so much. Don't forget to leave me a comment down below if you liked this video, or if you didn't. Always looking for feedback, and I appreciate all of you who take the time to watch my videos. See you in the next one. Bye.